The news came in a short email. The defendant has been deemed as restored to competency.
And apparently his condition is improved to the point that he will be able to understand the basic court proceedings and to assist his attorney in his defense.
Scott Robinson, 9 News legal analyst, explains that's the criteria a defendant must meet. A new court filing says the state thinks the defendant's status changed because of consistent medication compliance and the recent addition of a new drug.
I've been an evaluator for quite some time.
Dr. Jennifer McMahon, a licensed psychologist and DU assistant research professor, explains the process.
Really doing a good clinical interview to get at what their mental health status is, and then kind of having more of a discussion around their legal status and asking some pretty targeted questions or some hypothetical questions so that we can have an understanding of what their understanding is.
Just because the state deemed the accused shooter can stand trial now, Robinson says it doesn't prevent him from arguing he did not know the difference between right and wrong.
I fully anticipate an insanity defense will be the defense offered at trial. Competency is an entirely different thing than insanity. Competency is the mental capacity to go to trial now. Insanity is your mental status at the time of the alleged offense.
McMahon also adds the evaluation is based on the present time, and a person's competency could change again.
So it's really dependent on how somebody's doing in that moment.
The shooting happened more than 3 years ago. CU Victim Assistance Director Jessica Ladd-Wiebert says while everyone responds to trauma differently, that gap from the shooting to trial can slow some people's recoveries.
Sometimes you could see people feeling frustrated or anger at systems because this feels like it's harder for them to sometimes move forward and heal.
For others, she points out news of a court proceeding could bring up feelings for people who think they're farther along in healing.
Sometimes it's like that mourning process that you might see, with grief and loss.
Aaron Adelson, 9 News.
As it stands, the defendant has a court date scheduled for next Tuesday, and in a court filing, the state described the defendant's competency status as tenuous.